Albuquerque's Holm puts the city on the MMA map.
And we'll look at 2 other career path choices that are open to New Mexico women today. I'm Victoria Shupryt.
And I'm Brooklyn Botz, and this is UNM News.
Gym rats and fitness freaks all over Albuquerque probably have met Holm. The boxer and aerobics instructor regularly works out at gyms throughout the town. But in the most heavily promoted women's fight in history and the one with the biggest gate, Albuquerque's Holm made history by knocking out the heavily favored Ronda Rousey in about 4 minutes. For New Mexico fight and martial arts fans, it was the 1-2 combination punch and kick heard around the world, as it not only knocked out Rousey, but it KO'd impressive Lobo football and basketball victories, putting them below Holm's headlines in the Albuquerque Journal.
Still, there are other less publicized routes to fulfillment for women in New Mexico. The Graduate Studies program at the University of New Mexico offers multiple degree options for students who hope to pursue master's and doctorate degrees. Kayla Root reports on the daily demands that graduate students face as they learn to balance their time between learning a discipline and teaching for undergraduate classes.
Good morning. There are typically 70 students enrolled in the graduate program at any one time in pursuit of their master's or doctorate degree in the Department of Communication and Journalism at UNM. For a full-time student, the program takes 2 years, 1.5 years of coursework and half a year for a final project or thesis, and offers many opportunities for exciting projects that can lead to a career such as teaching or conducting research.
I really enjoy that these classes differ from undergraduate classes. I find that I'm challenged to think a whole lot more instead of just performing little tasks.
Maleesa Francis is a full-time graduate student in her first year at UNM in the Department of Communication and Journalism. Like many other students in her position, she faces the many challenges managing her time efficiently. In her first semester, Francis took on a large workload of 5 classes, meeting the full-time requirement, and is also teaching 2 100-level public speaking classes for the university's undergraduates.
It's very hard for me in my first year as a master's student and TA to find the time to be both. I find that I'm usually one or the other, and then I find myself getting out of that role and jumping into the other one instead of trying to be both at the same time.
Although her first semester juggling both has been busy, Francis loves teaching and has even considered becoming a full-time teacher after she completes her degree.
I am really enjoying what I'm doing now. I love seeing that the students have changed since the first day of class to now, and I'm really excited to see where they're going to go beyond that. So being a full-time teacher would be fantastic.
Francis remains positive as she finishes out this semester juggling the workload of both taking and teaching classes. She has already secured a spot teaching more classes next semester as she continues on the path to her master's. This is Kayla Root reporting.
If graduate school presents one of the challenges, raising children presents a very different set of decisions and tasks, particularly for young women who take on the challenges of foster care too. But that full-time women's career option can also be rewarding. Maleesa Sehlmeyer reports on the challenges one mom faces while dealing with her own child and foster children too.
Mama.
What do you like
Being
to do
Mormon,
with
Kara Smouse grew up in a very large family, but she never had a family of her own until the day she decided to adopt a little boy.
So I didn't actually choose to adopt. When I saw Izzy, I knew that I was supposed to be his mom and he was supposed to be my baby. And I wasn't looking to adopt at the time, but when I met him, I knew that we were supposed to be together.
Kara Smouse worked at a full-time job till her son Izzy turned 3. She then decided being a stay-at-home mom was something she always wanted to do. She knew having more kids wasn't something she was planning on doing, so she became a foster mom.
When I got Izzy, I had a full-time job, and every day when I left him, I felt guilty. So I looked into options so that I could stay home with him, and the best thing for my family was for me to do foster care. And that way I was able to be home with Izzy and help other people in the community.
Having your own kid and taking care of foster kids involves a lot of work. This adds a lot of pressure on Smouse, but getting to be home with her son is something she has always dreamed of doing.
I don't regret for 1 minute making the decision to leave my job in the real world and be a stay-at-home mom for Izzy, because every minute that I have with him and with my foster kids is precious. And I wouldn't give that up for anything. If I could do it over again, I would have done this sooner so that I wouldn't have missed the little moments in his life.
Smouse wants to be the best mom to her son and give her foster kids the best support system they can get. But financially, things can be difficult, but they survive.
Financially, things are tight since I'm no longer in the workforce. But I prepared myself prior to quitting my job so that I would be able to live on the income that I get from doing the foster care. Things are tight, but we survive, and it's worth every minute of it, and it's worth not having as much financially to be able to spend time with my kids.
Being a single mom can be hard, but she believes every little step is worth it in the end. This is Maleesa Sehlmeyer reporting.
And now for a little bit more on the foster mom situation described in that package. UNM News reporter Maleesa Sehlmeyer joins us. Maleesa, tell me a little bit about Kara Smouse.
So Kara is one of my mom's really good friends that I've known since I was little. She has a big Mormon family, but her personally, she's never had a husband, boyfriend, never had any kids of her own. Till about 3 years ago, she decided to adopt a little boy of her own. Being a single mom was a little bit difficult, but she's done it the last 3 years. She was working for the city at a full-time job, making really good money, but she wanted to be at home with her son and get to spend more time with him. So she decided to quit her job and become a foster mom also, so she can help the community but also be home with her son. So now she's at home with her son and taking care of a foster kid also.
So tell me what the difference is between adoption and being a foster parent.
So adoption is more of you're adopting him and being like full custody legally. So for example, her son, the parents were drug addicts, so they couldn't take care of their son, so she adopted him. Now she has full custody of him, and he takes over her last name, and she's his mom full time. More of a foster parent, you are just keeping them for a little amount of time. They struggle like with mental issues or being at school, they have a difficult time. So she, for like example, the daughter she has now, she can keep her for minimum of 6 months to a max of 3 years, and then after that they go to another foster parent. So they kind of are just going between houses, trying to get that stability with a different parent.
Awesome. And really quick, how does she manage her time between her own child and her foster kid?
They both go to school, so she gets kind of her own alone time too, but I think she's really good at taking time between both of them. It's easy for her.
Thank you, Maleesa.
Thank you.
Finally, a local bakery in Albuquerque made its cooking channel debut for the Sugar Showdown, where it competed in the Cocktail Party Cupcakes episode and took home the $10,000 prize. Kelsey Harney reports on how owner Kendall Harris performed on the show.
The stakes were high for owner and head baker of Cake Fetish, Kendall Harris. She competed in the Cooking Channel's television show, The Sugar Showdown.
So we went with the intention to win. Like, that was my ultimate goal. Like, I didn't want to settle for second place. Like, that's just not who I am. I was like, we're going and we're winning.
Johanna Stone, co-head baker at Cake Fetish, competed alongside of Kendall.
I didn't want to let anybody down, but I was proud because I am born and raised here. So that was exciting to represent my family and Albuquerque.
The cherry on top of the cake for Kendall Harris was returning back to her bakery with not only the grand prize, but also pride for representing her hometown.
Not only did we win, we won $10,000, which is unbelievable, but the bragging rights and just getting the word out that we're local, we're working hard to give fresh, amazing products, and we have a great staff. So I want Albuquerque to get behind us and realize that, like, we're just two small corn tortilla girls in a small town, and we did something wonderful and made it to national television, and that's such a blessing, and it's like truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
The Cocktail Party Cupcakes competition aired on the Cooking Channel on October 29th. Head to the Cooking Channel website to find out more information on when you can re-watch Cake Fetish compete in the competition. This is Kelsey Harney reporting.
Well, that was a great weekend for New Mexico sports, wasn't it?
Definitely, Brooklyn. On behalf of Brooklyn, Botz, and myself, Victoria Shupryt, this is UNM News.